Hi FSC family, welcome back to our channel. My name is Valerie Babchuk and I'm the PR specialist for Family Source Consultants. Today we're going to be doing a quick Q&A with Alissa, who is our Director of Client Relations. She'll share with us her personal and professional experience, the LGBTQ plus community, and third-party reproduction. Stay tuned to keep watching. So starting off with our first question, just to introduce yourself, what your job title is, and what your job looks like on a day-to-day basis.
Yeah, so my name is Alissa Wolvers, and I'm the Director of Client Relations here at Family Source Consultants. My day-to-day varies quite a bit, but most of the time you can find me, working directly with the various teams that are responsible for intake. So egg donors, surrogates, and intended parents. We work really closely just to ensure, everybody's getting a great experience from the first moment they contact us here at FSC. As well as they're, presented with all the information, about the program that they're applying for, and as well as, what kind of makes us special and makes a great agency partner to be with. And in addition to really working a lot with my team, I do spend a lot of time, which is the part that I really love, working directly with potential intended parents. I've worked with intended parents all throughout, the country as well as internationally as well. And so I always just love getting to know more about their stories and what they're looking for, because everybody's story is unique, and just really letting them know why I think we're a great, option for them and what all we have to offer.
That's awesome. And I think you're just such a fantastic asset to the team. You're just so
thanks, John.
Considerate and always helpful. And one of my favorite parts about going to the Chicago office is you always just greeted me with the biggest smile and welcome. So my second question is, what made you choose this career path?
Yeah, obviously I have personal experience with third-party reproduction and infertility really in general as well. And it's a whole subculture that you don't necessarily want to become a part of, but that we did, and we found was a big part of our life, and found a lot of support with people in the community. And, ultimately it brought us our daughters, and that has been such a rewarding thing. So it's always something that I've had a soft spot for and was passionate about. And, I was looking into making a career change and specifically into something that would light me up more. It was really something that I found value in, something that I could do that I could feel good about. And so that's when I started looking in the infertility field, and specifically third-party reproduction, and when I found FSC. So I've been loving, obviously, again, working directly with the intended parents, really helping them navigate everything, because it can be so confusing. There's so many moving parts. There's so many different people to be in contact with. And then everybody has their own timeline and their own way of doing things. So it's really overwhelming. And I love it when I can be very clear and transparent with someone, and I can leave them, at the end of the conversation feeling like they have at least somewhat of a grasp on like what everything is that they need to do, all the fees that are associated with it, so that they can really, decide what their next step is. Again, everybody's journey is different. Everybody's looking for something a little bit different, but I know that especially when you're first starting out, everybody's overwhelmed. So that is what, I was looking for, and what I think I found here.
That's awesome. And I think it's just so important that you have both the personal and professional experience to help you with your career and help others navigate their journeys with FSC, because I just think that it just speaks volumes on how empathetic and professional we are as an agency and as you are as a person. So I think that's just fantastic.
Yeah, and that's something oftentimes, when talking to potential intended parents, you'll get that question, like, what makes you guys special? And I think exactly what you said is that, most of our people that work here have had some sort of personal experience with third-party reproduction. Like, God bless them, nearly every single one of our case managers has been a surrogate herself. And then a lot of my client relations specialists have been, intended parents, whether it's, same-sex intended father couples, or people like myself who just needed donors and things like that. Exactly, like in having a deeper level of understanding, just personally going through the process, you do have that extra layer of empathy, which you really need. It's ultimately a journey that's going to take a long time and is going to be emotional. And so you really want someone who can connect with you and advise you best. So I think that it does make us special.
What options do LGBTQ plus couples or individuals have with Family Source Consultants?
Yeah, you definitely have a great partner in FSC, because we have so much experience with LGBTQ plus couples as well as single people. So of course, ultimately you have us to facilitate your entire journey from beginning to end. We're a full service agency. We're going to be with you the whole time. There's nothing that you're not going to know or we're not going to help you with. So, everything from selecting your egg donor if you need one, getting them in through their retrieval, most of the time directly referring you to a fertility clinic that you can work with that, and then creating those embryos. And then of course, then on the surrogacy side, we go through, so much to make sure we're matching you with that perfect surrogate, ones that matches your requirements that you're looking for, but then also, again, emotionally and psychologically that you're able to connect with so that you have that great bond to you go through that journey with. And then of course, there's the legal aspect of it, ensuring that, you as intended parents are the ones, especially a same-sex couple, because laws will vary obviously by state, but also your marital status and your sexual orientation. So, we have that experience to know what to do and what to ensure your attorney is filing with the courts to make sure you're the ones on the birth certificate and that there's never any question, no second parent adoption that you have to go through to ensure you're the parents of your children.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. We're definitely the whole package when it comes to where do I start and here's where you finish. And we just will guide you through and take your hand through every step of the way.
Not easy, and trying to recruit intended parents to the agency is having that belief that we really are the best option for them. It's not that I'm, trying to sell you something. It's that I'm really trying to give you all the information and clearly communicate all that it is that we have to offer, because ultimately we're going to be your best choice.
Absolutely. And I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, but in your opinion, what differentiates family source consultants from other agencies?
Yeah, so exactly. We touched on it a little bit, that personal experience that most of our staff has in third-party reproduction is huge. I think also ultimately, which is really important too, is, we just celebrated our 13th anniversary in January, which is kind of unheard of in the industry, God bless DC for having the need for these types of services and wanting to help others, through that process as well, which is why she started so early. So, you really have us, with a really deep set of knowledge, and then also like industry partners so that we can, adapt and be on top of any changes that happen to ensure that you have that smooth journey that you need. One prime example is just everything going on with the COVID pandemic. Of course, nobody foresaw this. Nobody really knew, obviously, once the travel restrictions went into place so quickly and so vastly, how that was going to affect everything. And I, speak to our experience in the industry and then our partners as well. And of course, our hardworking case managers, that they were on top of all of this to ensure that our intended parents were able to be, traveling to the U.S. They were working with local consulates. They were working with attorneys to ensure they were getting everything they need to make sure that not only they're able to travel to the U.S. to make sure they're there for the birth of their children, but also that they're able to leave the airport and then ultimately get all the paperwork necessary, those citizenship papers, those passports, even when passport offices are closed, all that sort of stuff to ensure, again, no matter what is happening, even when there was a worldwide pandemic, that we're, your experienced partner to ensure you're going to be getting here for the birth of your baby and leaving, to take them home. So absolutely. That's one big thing that a lot of people can't say and that I'm definitely proud of. Yeah. Obviously, the personal experience, and then, just our responsiveness. You don't always get that. And I think it's something that you can pretty much easily tell too, as you're looking at maybe different agencies, different fertility clinics, is how responsive someone is. At most our case managers are, in touch with both sides of the journey. So both the surrogate as well as the intended parents at most every 3 days. So you never have to worry about why haven't I heard from my case manager? What's going on with my surrogate? Or same thing, if you're a surrogate, what are my next steps? I'm not sure, what medication I'm supposed to be taking or when my next appointment is. You just have someone always who's available 24/7. You're texting them, you're messaging them on WhatsApp, you're having Zoom calls, you're on the phone with them, email, and that's just really needed. Again, because the journey itself is so emotional and so long, you just have that person that you connect with and that you can always rely on. So those three things I think are the biggest thing that really differentiate us.
I agree. So 13 years later, we're still up and moving, and we just celebrate our 1,000th baby born. So so awesome. We hit so many milestones, and we just want to keep on growing and helping other families. Last question I have for you is, what recommendations do you have for LGBTQ plus couples or individuals looking to build a family through third-party reproduction?
Yeah, obviously do your research. as an agency, I would say always reach out to an agency first. Some people do it backwards. They'll reach out to a clinic first, or they'll do a lot of their own research first and then reach out to agencies. But I say do your research as far as when it comes to agencies and to fertility clinics. If you research and find a good agency like FFC, we're going to be able to refer you to all the different other partners that you need. We're going to make sure that you know the timelines and the fees and that sort of thing. But you're going to want to make sure that you're doing that research to ensure, obviously, that you have a reputable agency, infertility clinic with great success rates, but that they have experience with our particular community. Our situations are just a little bit different than say, a heterosexual couple. And so you want someone with that experience who can really advise you best. And again, make sure your ultimate goal of adding to your family is successful and as easy as possible.
Absolutely. That's so great to hear. Well, I want to thank you so much for giving all your recommendations and expertise and sharing your time with me. If you like this video today, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe now to stay in the loop with all things FSC. And don't forget to follow us on our social media channels. Bye for now.